Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing U.S. visas from Thailand and posing the question to wed or not to wed. Question being, should one get married before obtaining a U.S. visa or seek a U.S. visa before getting married? Or I should say, should one get married before seeking a visa or should one obtain a visa before getting married? Sorry for being redundant there. In any event, point I'm trying to make is, look, there are multiple options with respect to trying to get a loved one to the United States. There is the option of getting married and seeking a standard immigrant spouse visa, what we would call a spouse visa, but it's actually just an IR1 or a CR1 visa. If you are married for less than 2 years at the time of entry to the United States, you will enter in conditional residence. That is conditional residence status as opposed to unconditional lawful permanent residence in the United States if you are married for more than 2 years at the time of your initial admission in immigrant status in IR1 status. So the IR1 and the CR1 are effectively the same visa, but it depends on the length of the marriage at the time of the entry into the country, which will dictate one's status in the country and whether or not one needs to deal with the conditionality of their residence. Another type of marriage visa is what's called the non-immigrant K3 visa. As we've discussed in many other videos, that was created under the Life Act. It was a supplemental petition on top of an I-130. So those are the standard immigrant spouse visa cases like the CR1 and the IR1. You can then add a K3 that was created at a time when it took years and years to process the immigrant spouse visas, and the fiance cases were taking 4 to 6 months. So they basically just created a new queue within the fiance visa line. That line was for K1 visas. They created a new category called the K3 visa so that people could process an expedited marriage visa to the United States. Then you also have the standard fiance visa, which most of the time tends to process a little bit more quickly than a standard marriage visa. But the downside for a fiance visa is you have to seek a green card in the United States in order to have lawful permanent residence within that jurisdiction. Whereas the immigrant spouse visa, you enter with that status upon entry. Okay, those are the visas. Now the question is, do we get married or not? Well, the answer is it depends on you, because you shouldn't be making major life choices simply dependent upon immigration benefits. Now that being said, the decision to get married 1 year or a year later because it may behoove you to seek a fiance visa, that's a different thing. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying being driven entirely in your life by immigration sort of concerns is not a way to live your life. So the thing to ascertain before seeking any type of immigration benefit from here in Thailand is whether or not speed is an issue, whether or not entering with green card status is an issue, whether or not it's an issue to you of waiting around for a green card in America. All these decisions need to be made before getting married, as the marriage will dictate whether or not someone can seek a fiance visa or a U.S. marriage visa from here in the Kingdom of Thailand.